Here is a thought experiment. It's 6 months from now, and the project you're excited about right now has failed. Not struggling, failed. Why? Sit with that for a second, because it's a different question from what could go wrong. And the difference isn't just wording. A study back in 1989 found that imagining a failure as something that already happened makes people come up with a lot of more reasons for it, around 30% more. And that's the idea behind this workflow. And I ran it on a real launch plan. Gary Klein turned that 1989 finding into a technique called the pre-mortem. Before you start, assume the project died and write its obituary. The benefit that holds up in replication isn't drama, it's that teams come out of it less overconfident. There's a fair criticism though. Coming up with more risks isn't the same as coming up with better ones. Run this carelessly and you bury a good plan on the imagined threats, then start damaging it to defend against things that were never likely. So the workflow has to deal with that, not just to produce a scary list.
Here is the workflow. As usual, it reads top to bottom. We have two inputs, the plan and the horizon. This step is a mixer, not a model. It doesn't rewrite your plan, it wraps your plan unchanged in a fixed frame that says it is now the horizon. This plan was executed, it failed completely. The failure is certain. Now explain why. That frame is the 1989 mechanism, written down once and reused by every step below it. Then it defines the failure lenses. Then each lens writes alone, in parallel, and the past tense is required of the causes, not of your plan. Off to the side, we have a web search. Watch where its output goes. So I hit run and let the workflow go through all the steps. The plan is to launch a B2B analytics product in Q4 with a 6 weeks campaign, convert a better waitlist, ship the remaining dashboards in parallel, have 50 paying customers in 90 days. Now here we have the 5 lenses built specifically for this plan. Execution and delivery sequencing, product market fit, go to market, and sales execution, engineering capacity and product quality, and budget and resourcing. Now here we have in a loop the 5 riders, 1 lens each. None of them can see the others. Open L001, 6 causes all in the past tense. The first one, engineering, missed key dashboard feature milestones because parallel scheduling created unsustainable resource contention and integration blockers. Meanwhile, it wrote itself a search query. B2B analytics product launch failure post-mortem documented case failure rate and pulled 5 sources. And here's the deliberate part. That digest does not go into the writers. It goes downstream to consolidation. If the lensers had seen it, all 5 would anchor on the same articles, and that's not what we want. Here's the consolidation. About 13 risks, and look at the source lenses column, because this is the payoff of keeping them apart. R001 was raised independently by 3 different lenses. Execution, engineering, and budget all arrived at the same failure from different directions. That is the convergence signal you cannot get from one person doing a bit of brainstorming. 9 of the 13 came back grounded for plausible, non-speculative, which honestly is the workflow telling me this plan's problems are real and not imagined. Now here we have a statistics step, no model here. Criticality is likelihood times impact. Average across the register about 60, highest about 80. Now here we have 1 response per risk, 12 prevent, 1 contingency. And the rule is the schema, which didn't fire this time because nothing was speculative. A speculative risk is only allowed a monitor-only action. It can become a tripwire. It cannot change your plan. Now, ultimately, the verdict, it's a no with a confidence around 90. And note the bar, which is in the prompt. It answers no only if a grounded risk hits criticality 49 or above, or several grounded risks share a root cause. A speculative risk alone cannot vote your plan down. The gate opens and the revision step writes 23,000 characters in HTML, ranked by the criticality of the risk each change addresses. And ultimately, here you have the report and the register as CSV. Now, paste your own plan, set your own horizon. The interesting number isn't about 80, is that 3 lenses that never spoke to each other landed on the same failure. And this is what we want to see.
If you want to look at the recipe itself, head to stewai.com and sign up for free. You'll find it in the marketplace by searching for the identifier shown below.